Okay, seventh grade. So today is Friday. We are almost done with school. Just so you guys know, we do have school on Monday next week, so we'll be doing videos and packet pages on Monday and Tuesday. But Tuesday is our last day, and then we will be out for the summer. So, we'll be done on June 2nd. So we have school June 1st and June 2nd. So we're in our writing packet today. We're on page 32. So we'll be doing 32 to 34. As always with the writing packet, we start off with our journal entry, which is just one paragraph or 5 to 7 sentences, and you write this on your own. So what it's asking you to answer today is, what is your superpower? Describe one thing that you feel that you're good at. How does it benefit you or those around you? So it doesn't have to be like a superpower like the way you think of it in like Avengers, but just something that you're good at. And then you need to talk about how that superpower or that skill that you have benefits you or benefits the people around you. So let's take a look at page 33 here. So we talked last time about using a dictionary and how we read dictionary entries. But today we're going to look at using a thesaurus. So the way you say this is thesaurus. It kind of sounds like a dinosaur. So you can use a thesaurus to find synonyms or antonyms for words. So what is a synonym, first of all? A synonym is a word that means the same as another word. So a synonym, we'll go through some examples of synonyms and some examples of antonyms, but an antonym would mean that it means the opposite of that word. So synonym is similar, and antonym is opposite. Okay? So when a word has more than one meaning, each definition is numbered, just like we always talk about. So this is showing the definition as well as those synonyms or antonyms. So here we see the word concern. As always, here is the way that you pronounce it. Concern. It's a verb. The definition is to be of significance or importance. And then it has an example sentence. Staying healthy concerns all of us. And then it also says interest, involve, pertain, influence. And that would be the synonyms of the word. Okay? Another meaning for the word concern is to worry someone. Your rash concerns me. To distress, disturb, trouble, worry. Okay, so these are all synonyms. They mean the same thing as concern. And disquiet. There's another one down here. Another one is that it's a noun, which can be a matter or issue. Sometimes there's a sample sentence, like we said. So my financial affairs are my private concern. Affair, consideration, matter, issue, all mean the same as concern under this meaning. 4 is a worry. A lingering cough is a concern. Again, the synonyms are worry, care, anxiety. A business, the bakery is a concern that has operated for 20 years. Business, enterprise, company, firm. Some words may have more than one pronunciation and part of speech. So fragment is a noun. A bit of something. The fragment is a pottery from your base. A bit, chip, shred, sliver, segment. And then also here we see it says antonyms. So if they're just labeled, those are the synonyms. But here we see the antonyms, which are whole or total. Because obviously a fragment is not the whole, it's a piece of it. So the antonym would be the whole of it, or the total. Then this one has a different pronunciation. Fragment and fragment is to break into small pieces. The loud noise fragmented the glass. Break, shatter, smash. Antonyms are to unite, combine, or mend. Because fragment is breaking them apart, whereas the opposite of that would be to combine them or put them back together. So let's take a look at this guided practice here together. So we're going to use the passage and the above thesaurus entries to answer questions 1 through 5. So if you've ever wanted to replace a word with a synonym, consider the age and background of your audience. How familiar would your audience be with the word that you chose? So I might use a different word for concern when I'm talking to a 2-year-old versus when I'm talking to an adult, right? So if we look at like concern, if we're talking about being worried, you could say, if you're talking to your parent, you could say, oh, I'm distressed about this. This is distressed, or it's disturbing to me. You might say that if you're talking to your parent. If you're talking to a 2-year-old, you might say, oh, I'm worried. Like, don't do that. I was worried. You would use different words when you're talking to different groups of people. Okay? So this says air pollution concerns people because of its negative impact on health and the environment. Air pollution contains particulates, okay, which are tiny fragments of solids or liquids that are suspended in air. Which words are synonyms of concerns as is used in the passage? So let's look up here. If it says air pollution concerns people because of its negative impact on health and the environment. Well, if we look up here, what are they saying that air pollution does to people? It worries them, right? So what are our synonyms when we're looking for the definition that's involved with being worried? To be of significance or importance? No, right? To worry someone. Okay, that's what they're saying air pollution does there, right? Because if it has a negative impact, obviously people are worried about it. So our synonyms are going to be distress, disturb, trouble, worry, disquiet. So just put that down here. So it's going to be distress, disturb, trouble, worry, and disquiet. Which definition matches concern as it's used in the passage? So which definition? Well, we already figured that out, right? Because these are the synonyms. So the definition is number 2, to worry someone. So you put to worry someone. Which words are synonyms of fragments as used in the passage? Air pollution contains particulates, which are tiny fragments of solids or liquids that are suspended in air. Well, is this a noun or a verb? A noun, because it's not an action, right? It's a object, an idea, something like that. So we only have 2 definitions for fragment, and one of them is a noun, one of them is a verb. So we know that our synonyms for fragment are going to be bit, chip, shred, sliver, and segment. So bit, chip, shred, sliver, and segment. Now, what are our antonyms of fragments? Well, if we look here, synonyms are here. Antonyms are whole or total. So whole or total. All we're doing here is reading these entries and pulling the answers from those entries. Which synonym would be the best choice to replace fragments if you were writing for very young children? Okay, well, let's look at the synonyms right here. Bit. We have bits, chips, shreds, slivers, or segments. If you said segments to young children, would they know what you're talking about? No. If you said slivers, would they know what you were talking about? No. If you said shreds, would they really know what you were talking about? No. If you said chips, would they know? No, they're probably going to think of like potato chips, right? What about bits? Bits would probably work best here, right? Because they know bits are tiny pieces. Okay? So, now you guys are going to take a look at page 34, and you're going to do this on your own. So you're going to use this entry here to answer questions 1 through 2, and then you're going to use this one here to answer number 3. Okay? And it's just asking you which of the antonyms is good for contributes, and then which of the synonyms is good for contribute. And then here, which of the synonyms is for the word appropriate. Okay, so you only have 3 questions to answer today, and you're just using the thesaurus entries that are already on there. If you guys have any questions, you can get in touch with me during office hours, but just remember that we do have school on Monday next week. So I hope to talk to you all today.